The church word that we're going to talk about today is atonement. And to talk about atonement, we have to go all the way back to the Old Testament. The Old Testament worship life of an Israelite looked a lot different than our worship life looks like today. Worship in the Old Testament involved bringing in an animal to the temple or to the tabernacle and having that animal slaughtered as a sacrifice. And so worship was a bloody endeavor. There was a lot of blood involved in worship because this blood was meant to be a symbol of what was going to take away sin. And so in Leviticus, one of the early books of the Bible, this instruction is given. It says, "For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourselves on the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life." Now, throughout the Old Testament, believers would bring these atonement sacrifices to the temple, and the priest would offer them on behalf of the people. Yet, it was never the blood of these animals that could take away sin. This practice of bringing sacrifices and shedding blood for the forgiveness of sins was something that was pointing ahead to the sacrifice that would once and for all get rid of sin. And of course, that was pointing ahead to Jesus' death on the cross. And we see this recorded for us in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 17, talking about Jesus' sacrifice. It says, "For this reason, he," talking about Jesus, "had to be made like his brothers in every way, in order that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in the service to God, and that he might make atonement for the sins of the people." Jesus was the one who made atonement for us, and he did that by shedding his blood for us on the cross. And so the word atonement talks about the payment that Jesus has made to bring us to peace with God once again. You see, sin caused a rift between us and God, but Jesus has restored that rift. And so a good way to think of atonement is to break up the word and think at one meant. You have now been made at one with God. That previously irreconcilable relationship has been brought back together. You have been now made at one by the atonement that Jesus made, the payment that he has made for your sin. So now, every time you hear the word atonement, you can think that you have been made at one with God because of the blood that Jesus shed for you, blood that was good to take care of all of the sins of the whole world, including yours.